interactive. I thought, lecture style, how are we going to do? I know all your heads going, oh no. But don't worry, with risk comes reward. Just remember that. With risk comes reward. So Caroline's going to hand out what we call I Love Linda Bingo. So, anyone all heard of bingo? I'll explain the rules for you as well. Lovely, thank you. Am I up? I'm up, great, thank you. So I've just got a few slides and then I'll get into the site. And as Hermie asked everyone, my head was down, but we do have Linda users here. Show of hand. Oh, fantastic. And if you're not, you will be after this session, okay? So that's my promise to you. So thanks. So as Caroline just passed around the I Love Linda bingo cards, I went into our library, lynda.com library, which you have access to, and I looked up the course, Gamification of Learning. It's a great course. It really can help you put some gaming into your classroom, if you like, or what I'm doing here today. And one of the main things Carl said, the author, was make sure the instructions are clear. So with bingo, you need to get 5 across, or 5 down, or 5 diagonally. So 5 in a row to have the opportunity to call out, I love Linda. Now, isn't that wonderful? I think it's great. So you have an opportunity. And in another course I was looking at the other day by Betty Lou, very new, Career Success. Betty, on one of her tips was opportunity plus preparation equals success. So you have the opportunity to hear today, to hear about Linda, and the practice as well to call out I love Linda to be successful winning this game. So what I'd like you to do, just so we can have your voice and interactive, if you just practice calling out I love Linda. Can you just do that? Okay. Oh, come on. 1, 2, 3. I love Linda. Be proud. Stand up and be proud of it. Thank you, everyone. So I'm going to help you along the way as we go through it. Where do you see maybe possibly a little Linda icon down the bottom left there, or your right? It's a tip, might be on your bingo card to fill out. Okay? So the reason why I've given you the bingo cards today, not just to interact with, but hopefully it's a takeaway from today's session as well. And at the end, the only rule with this is to be honest. There is a question time as well. Don't there's a hint. So if you're missing maybe an answer, maybe you could ask me the question later on if I haven't answered it already. Does that make sense? And you can help each other if you like. I don't mind. At the end of the day, I just want you all to love Linda and be using Linda. So that's my objective. So just a quick little snippet of Linda. Linda is a real person. Little icon down the bottom there, so it might be on your bingo card somewhere. So Linda is a real person. She and her husband started Linda about 21 years ago. And then last year, LinkedIn, another tip, LinkedIn came knocking on Linda's door and acquired Linda for $1.5 billion. Now that's not bad after 20 years, is it? So why did LinkedIn do that? Because we want to create the economic graph. In other words, map all the job roles in the world, current and future, with resources so people can be career ready, if you will, or change their career as well. So not just for white collars, for blue collars as well, for all job roles in the world, Linda's there. Just a bit of a story too. Why do people use Linda? Typically in 3 ways, but I always challenge my audience to give me other ways as well. But typically is to learn something new. Secondly, refresh or upskill myself, or what we call get unstuck. So let me tell you a story. And there's great courses in Linda about storytelling as well. But let me tell you my little story. So for example, why would I use particular courses? I have to do a presentation. I've never presented before. Where do I go? The presentation course, workshop, is not on for another 2 more months. But I've got to present next week. I go into Linda. My coaches are always available in Linda. I go into Linda and I find a couple of courses, Presentation Fundamentals and Fear of Public Speaking. 2 great courses. I do those. I do my presentation. Fantastic. I'm asked to deliver the presentation again in about a month's time. I go back into those courses because now I know what I don't know. I didn't know before. I now know where to refresh or upskill myself. give my presentation. But I'm still umming and erring when I'm talking, whether it's in public speaking or normal. I go back into the theatre of public speaking, for example. It's a great little video and eliminating and crunch words. So I use it in 3 different ways. Or perhaps I'm giving feedback to a student. How do I do that? What's the best way of doing that? There's a great course in Linda, giving feedback. Go in there and have a look and get some ideas how I could give some feedback to the person as well. And in regards to copyright, just to let you know, because you are using campus-wide with Linda, you can use Linda in the classroom because you've got campus-wide as well, so you can use Linda in the classroom. So another reason might be maybe one of your students yourself. Your to-do list is still your to-do list. I didn't think I was a procrastinator, but maybe I am. And there's a great course. My coach is in there, How to Stop Procrastinating. Great, it's about a 29-minute course. So some courses are short, some are long. Even to-do lists, how to do your to-do list. There's a great course in Linda as well. So with Linda, it's a library of courses, and also just as an example of professional development. So people were saying, how do I communicate? There's courses in Linda. How to be more productive? There's courses in Linda. How do I do Excel, Word, PowerPoint? There's courses in Linda. So your courses are always available. How do I listen more effectively? There's courses in Linda as well. So any training need that you may have or gap, have a look in the Linda library. I'm sure there's something. And if not, give us feedback, because that's how we develop the library as well. So just about our library, and this little Linda icon. So we are releasing 30 new courses in the library each week. We have close to 5,000 courses in the library, which equates to about 180,000 videos. Now, some people might take a deep breath and go, oh, that's a bit overwhelming, where would I start? Firstly, I find that exciting because I know my library is dynamic and up to date. So that's really important, the most important thing. The second thing is why I'm here today, is to give you, say, maybe 3 tips. And if you look at the course in Neuroscience of Learning by Britt, which is a great course, I think that's on your bingo card as well, the Neuroscience of Learning, she talks about the power of 3. Because typically we remember in 3s. However, if you then watch the course Improving My Memory, How to Improve Your Memory, that here can help you learn up to 10 new things as well. And Improving Your Memory is one of my favourite courses. It's a great visual course as well. Improving Your Memory is a great course. So with the library, we have everything from professional development to your desktop skills, to IT, to photography, to how to write an essay, study skills fundamental, how do I study, what's the best way to speed read on devices. Study skills fundamentals is a great course. There's a great course called Everyday Maths Fundamentals. I was talking to a lecturer from health and he said, Jan, what do you have in health for me in Linda? Well, at the moment we don't do body parts, anything like that. However, what's one of your main points, pain points in your classroom that you wish you could get time back? And he said, I need to give people instruction on how to do basic percentages manually. Because they're optometrists and nurses need to know how to do all that manually, basic maths. And people coming from high school don't, because they're used to doing it by computer, or mature age students haven't done it for a while. So we found a great course called Everyday Maths Fundamentals, and now he gives that to all his students to have. That's their coach. They can still come to him to ask questions, but now he's freed up time in the classroom by doing that as well. Just so you know, our authors, we have 400 plus authors in the library, and the important thing with our authors are they're experts in their field. They're not just talking heads, they're experts. So we have professors, we do have Australian authors, American, Indian, we have the person who's the best in their field, and we do have a very rigorous process how we ensure we get the best author. And we do have the largest studios outside of Hollywood, so we do develop all our own courseware as well. How to use Linda is in any way you want to use the library, as in how do you learn. You don't have to now keep learning till the classroom finishes. You know, you have to stop learning once the classroom stops. You can keep learning after the classroom finishes. You're the master of your own learning. You can get in and get out. You don't have to do a whole course if you don't want to. I use Linda a lot for the productivity tool. The other day, I know it's simple, but I could not remember how to merge 2 columns in Excel. Couldn't for the life of me. So I didn't Google it, I Linded it. That's what my clients say to me, Jan, we don't Google it, we Linder it. So I went into Linda, found my coach who was waiting for me, got my video up with my Excel spreadsheet, and gone and stuck concatenate. I remember concatenate now because I looked it up and know how to do it. So I didn't have to phone a friend or run around trying to find someone to help me. I went into Linda. And your coaches are there 24/7. You can use it on campus or at home or on your mobile devices as well. So if you have logged into Linda, you can also download the free mobile app on iOS, Android, Windows, anything you can think of mobile, even Apple TV as well. With all the courses, so you can do micro-learning, self-paced, and just in time, or if you are a teacher, you can have blended as well with Linda. As one of my lecturers that I know, she says to her students, she creates playlists, and I'll show you how to do those if you like. Not necessary for them to do the courses, but might be for a resource, so that extra information to support what's happening in the classroom. Because as we know, as soon as people walk out, even today, if you don't do something immediately, you're going to lose about 20% of the time you just spent in here, the next 24 to 48 hours. So you need that extra, what's that extra tip or bit I can give that person as well. And we'll go through that. And it's all visual, it's all video-based, it's all both audio, transcript as well, and the transcript is the same as audio and closed captioning. And the other wonderful thing, which you can't do to me, you can speed up or slow down the author's voice. Because often when you're listening to a subject, you might have you might know something of, oh sorry.
I think I love Linda.
Oh, you think you do? No, you stand up, you do love Linda.
I love Linda.
Oh, well done. I'm looking forward to some more of those happening as well. Well done. Oh, very good. So you can keep finding more as well, because I love Linda today, so well done. But you can have a special prize with risk and reward, so thank you very much. So you can speed up or slow down the author's voice as well. And even on your mobile devices, you can do that, because often when we know a subject, you want someone to kind of go through it. But with one lecturer, she said in her classroom, she instructs her students to put the speed of the course or the audio up to 1.25. Have an audio scan, if you will, of the course, then come back, play it at normal speed, and then use the exercise files as well on the project. So she gets them to use it 3 different ways in her classes. So we can use the same ourselves. Just so you know, we do have curated playlists, which means our subject matter experts have already created some playlists for you on certain topics. So it might be how to create a great presentation, for example. So rather than trying to find which courses they are, we have a playlist already made up for you, for anyone. And those created playlists you can use as templates. So you might find one for yourself or for students who think that would be great, but I need to tweak it. Yeah, you can copy it. It's okay. It's all fine with copyright. You can copy it, change it, and then share it as yours. You can do that. You can also create your own playlists. Anyone can create their playlists, even your students. So this lecturer, she doesn't create all the playlists for her students. She gets her students to create the playlist interactive. So get them involved and get them to create the playlist and share with everybody else as well. And learning paths are new, and these are great as well, even for yourself or for students. They allow you to become something, and they are a true learning path. So from beginning to end. So we'll have a look at those and see how they can be used in your area. Also, I didn't neglect to put a little Linda icon on this one. We do have practice codes, practice areas as well. So for coding, you can practice your coding in there as well. And just so you have a sense, there's more. WSU has been very active and you've accessed a lot of courses. But at the moment, these were trending for the last 12 months, the top courses. And I'd like to see some more professional soft skills in there, if you will, as well. So a lot of good IT type courses in there, but I'm sure we can get other ones in there as well. I don't know if any of these courses relate to anyone in this room either. Someone smiling? Anyone smiling? Ah, okay. We've got some smiles. That's good. Okay. So HTML essential training and the other ones. But I'd like to see some, maybe improving your memory up there, or how to use lynda.com up there. But mobile is the biggest thing. So when I was driving to Canberra the other day, I downloaded a course onto my phone and I just used it as a podcast and listened to it in the car, an audio in the car. It was design thinking. So if you've done change management has changed. It's now called design thinking. We have a course on design thinking as well. So it's about a 2.5-hour course. So with the courses, they can range from 8 minutes to 5 hours. Depends on the topic. But each course is made up of different chapters, just like a book, and each chapter is made up of separate videos. So you can just watch a video. You don't have to watch a whole course either. So let me get into the site. Just so you know, I'll be showing this to me as well, and you have access to it later on. But there are search tips as well. So with searching, it's by keyword search. So, for example, I was in a session and someone asked me, Jane, what have you got on deception? Oh, that's interesting. As I was entering it into the search, I said, tell me more about deception. And he said, well, in a sales sense, you know, someone's body language is saying they're not interested, but they're saying yes, they are. So I said, okay, maybe body language course that you need to look at, effective listening, maybe communications. So we found some other courses. So if you find one that word's not coming up with anything, think of words that would work with it as well. So we'll have a look at that as I go into search. So if you are familiar with Linda, this will look familiar. Or if you haven't been in for a while, as in the last week or two, your home page might have changed. Shall I make it a bit bigger for those up the back? Let me do it a little bit bigger maybe. Is that big enough for everyone? Yeah? Okay, we'll go with that. So if you haven't been into Linda for the last couple of weeks, I'd suggest you would like to go back in because what we call your learning space has changed. Now, with Linda, we are in the cloud, as you know, which is code for things can change at any time. So hopefully we always make things better as we change things as well. So up the top, you do have your library. So if I hover over the library, you get a drop-down, which we call segments down the left-hand side. And as I scroll down, you can see the topics and software learning paths on the right change as well. I talked about gamification of learning earlier. So that course is in education and learning. That particular course is in that segment. And we could look it up. I could search on gamification, for example, which we'll have a look at. But that's in education and learning. And then you have your other topics. You have your software down here. If you have your topics, you can click on. You might click on teacher professional development, for example. So I've got my teacher, I've got 44 teacher tech tips. Are very good. How to teach technical skills through video. Create flipped classroom. You have your authors as well, and your beginner, intermediate. You can change your searching. So you can use the filters down the left-hand side to get this information here. Let's go back to the library at the moment. So you've got that you can drop down and have a look through. You've got your search area here. So let's put up, let's just do gamification, send on that track. And I could just click on gamification and get a whole search, but you notice a course did pop down. So I can just pop down on that. Or video, if I'm just into a video. But let's just pop on the course. So once I'm in a course, we do have the contents. So just like a book, you have your chapters down the left-hand side, and each chapter, as I said earlier, is made up of separate videos. The videos are from maybe 50 seconds to 10 minutes. Typically, people's listening span is about 6 minutes. So generally, our videos don't go over 10 minutes. Some do go over 10 minutes. Courses can be longer, obviously, because you can go in and get out. But typically, videos are short and snappy. So when you get into a course, you have your contents down the side. As you can see, you can click anywhere and start. You don't have to go with what the teacher's telling you.
Utilizing resources to build or create something.
That was a bit loud, sorry. I'll wake you up. So here you can have closed captioning as well. You can pop out or have full screen video. So if you were showing this in the classroom or in a meeting as well, you can do full screen. You can pop out the video, so you have your video there and your spreadsheet or work or whatever I mentioned earlier as well. You can speed up and slow down the voice here. At the moment, I have him on 1.5, which might be a bit fast for some. So let me go to 1.25 and see if I can...
New or unique requires thinking creatively and the ability to plan several steps ahead.
That's a bit loud, but you get the drift. So you can change the speed as you go as well. And as the author is speaking, the closed captioning, also the transcript is highlighted. So it's good for students as well, especially if maybe English is not the first language or we need to go back. You can go back and revise as well. And you can jump wherever you like. I'm the master of my...
Earning items to place on one's property can be an engaging...
Thank you. I'm the master of my coach. I can move my coach wherever I want him or her to go. Thank you. Up the top, thank you. Up the top, you can also add courses. If you find a course, so say if you were gathering information like you would your wonderful library, your books library, you'd gather your books, then sit down and create which one you wanted. You can do the same with this. So as you're going on a certain topic, you might find different courses. So you can create a playlist. Now I've already got a tick because I've got lots of playlists, but you'd have an X here that you could add to a playlist. You can create a playlist and add. And if you find another course, add that or video. So you can go around and hunt and gather if you like, and then go to your playlist area under your name and then curate your playlist, just like you would in a library. So to do that, you can add it to an existing playlist, which I have, this is mine, or you would create a new playlist, add a description. I'm just going to put comments for a moment, do a description, the whole course or video, and just so I know, I'll get rid of this later on, and create. And you can add as many courses to different playlists, so it's all happening. So come back. Or I could just share this video or course by using one of the links, my link as well. Down here, you probably notice I have some notes in my notebook. So just like you would in a book, you might like to highlight or write notes, you can do that in our courses by clicking on the notes. So tip here is, when you're playing your video, stop it at the point you want to make a note. Go to the notes section, enter the note you want, press enter, and then continue, because when you press enter, it's, as you can see by these other ones, it's time-stamped. I can go back to my other notes by just now clicking on that timestamp.
Introduction of a goal has purpose, focus, and measurable.
So you can do notes if you like. Maybe that might be good if in a teaching situation that you'd like your students to look at a particular course, and as they're going through, make some notes at certain areas. Obviously, you looked at the course first, so you're highlighting those, and get them to do notes. And then you can ask them to download and bring back those notes and have a discussion in the classroom, if you wish, or in a meeting for yourself as well. Also, you'll find that many courses do have exercise files. So you can download these exercise files and use them with the author, once again to reinforce the learning, or to use them later on back at your desk or wherever, or just as a reminder, or even for the business courses, if they have exercise files, some people might like to download them and then write on them like using a workbook as they go through the course, each to their own. When you find a course, the other thing, which is really interesting, it will give you the different areas that it's in, so you could click on any of these areas. But then you might go, what course would I watch next? Scroll down to the bottom, and we have suggested other courses to watch, or members also watched. So just some tips there as well. And anywhere there's a plus sign, you could add it to a playlist if you wish. And scroll back up. So I'm just going to go back to my homepage by clicking on lynda.com, a LinkedIn company. So on my homepage, I've got the Continue Watching, which is easy. This Shane Snow on Storytelling is a great new course. I've started watching it. It's an excellent new course. Prospecting's in here, but I have my playlist here. You'd have your playlist. Other, what's new here? So if you're wondering, how do I keep up to speed with those 30 new courses a week? You can A, set yourself an email to come to you, which I'll show you how to do. And B, you can come into Lynda. I'm in it every day. It's my library for myself or when I'm talking to clients. And have a look at the new courses. They're in here coming through. You can go or check on an area you're interested, be it business, be it marketing, be it music. Even now you can learn to sing with Lynda. We have vocal lessons with Lynda. How to play a guitar, we have that. How to type, we've got that in here as well. So it's kind of limited by imagination at the moment. And what's popular? Popular is what's tracking globally, what's popular with Lynda. 5 minutes to go. Oh gosh, here we go. So I'm going to speed up my voice now, you're right. And also recommended for me. So what I want to show you is up here under your name. I would highly recommend you have a look at my goals, because my goals can help set up what's recommended for you in here. So under my goals, And this is a new feature. It's only come out in the last couple of weeks. Improve at my job, and this is for you or your students. Improve at your job. So you can find perhaps a profession, a job role that you're interested in, and have a look. I'll go project manager. And this is just new. So these are adding to all the time. And here are the type of learning paths or courses that might be of interest. I'm just going to go back. The other area under my goals is learn the skills that interest you. Select 3 skills, and you can change this at any time. You can add another one. Show recommended. And now on my recommended on the homepage, we've built on those interests. So that was under my goal. Under my goals and my interests. I said it there. You can change it. So that's a great way to make the library more personalised. And the other area, if you did want to send yourself an email, so to speak, or make sure you've got an email of the new courses, and as a reminder of Linda, under your name, under profile, under news and email options, just come down here to new course release notices and click save. And once a month, you'll get an email from Linda reminding you of the new courses as well. Now, I've only got a few minutes to go, because I could keep going. Do you have any questions? Yes. Thank you very much. At the moment, I need to do a search. So what would come up on, I'm just going to put leadership in here if I can spell. I can't spell, so let me go back here. So the way you find them is under your search area. See, it's only come up. Perfect. So let me just go back. So I just put leadership in, for example, and in the all search, I've got go to playlist center. Or if I click on the word playlist, now this is not your playlist, this is curated playlist, what we're talking about. If I click on that, then it would come up with the playlist for that particular subject. If I want to look at all of them, go to playlist center, and now I can have a view and check what's there as well, that way. And because it's got where you see this plus, I could click on the plus. So this one's teaching primary and secondary education, for example. Click on that plus. And that curated playlist will now show up in my playlist area under subscribe. And from there I can copy and edit. So thank you. And in that playlist area, there is a short little video when you click into your playlist area, how to create a playlist as well. Any other questions? I only heard I Love Linda once. Come on. There must be some questions you haven't filled out yet. Oh, thank you for asking. And that said, please pass them out some chocolates. I said this before. Actually, these aren't my favourite, if they can share them around. My favourite is Milky Bar Kid, because that's the only one I can have at the moment. Food intolerances, would you believe? But I can have that one. Thank you. Anything else? Yes. Good, I can answer those. I hope. No, you can go to the website. Can you see the sign on Toby?
I sent through a internet URL.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you. That's a good question. Thank you. Yes. IT Help Desk. Thank you. Yes, IT Help Desk. Brand new, hot off the press, that one. So if you do have a help desk area, we do have courses that would help them become even more. IT Help Desk. Got to say it loud. Isla Linda, well done, well done. Excellent, excellent. And I think there was one on there about certifications. So every time you complete a course in Linda, You don't, not the assessments, you don't have to worry about the assessments in a course, but every video, you get a certificate of completion, which you can then email or link, and you can share on Facebook, Twitter, or on LinkedIn as well. And that's the other thing with LinkedIn as well. Even for yourself as students, it's a great networking opportunity with LinkedIn. So if you haven't got a profile, or if your students, and I know a lot of universities I'm working with, their goal is to get all their students to have a LinkedIn profile, because it just doesn't profile themselves, it also profiles that university. So they have a goal of getting all their students with LinkedIn profiles. But we do have courses on LinkedIn, how to get started with LinkedIn, up and running, how to rock your profile, how to be heard on LinkedIn. My last 2 jobs came via LinkedIn. I didn't go looking. Someone came knocking on my LinkedIn profile. So it's really good. So some of my certificates in completion I have on LinkedIn, not all of them, only the ones I want to be known for in that particular area as well. I won't put everything up there. Any other questions? Yes. Fantastic. WSU have done a wonderful job, and they've made it campus-wide. So it's free for students, staff, whoever you can think of. So spread the word, because I'm sure you'll find a lot of students are probably paying over $400 a year for an individual subscription, because they don't know Linda is free on campus. Yeah, we have a consumer base as well. Yeah. So you'll find, if you mention Linda, people will go, how much? Can I get a discount? No, it's free. So stop that. Stop your individual subscription and get it here at WSU. Yeah. Any other questions? No more I Love Lindas? You can't get out of this room until... Yes.
Is there a place in this platform where we can interact, the users can interact with the creators of these courses?
Well, you can send a question to our customer support team. They will pass on to the author, but it's up to the author whether they will reply or not.
Like the courses which you have mentioned, some of them are very technical, and sometimes we just need just-in-time help. Sometimes. So like obviously customer care, and then times it's a lag to resolve a particular thing. So
Yeah.
don't you have like a forum or a platform or a portal where not only the creators, the other people in the community can come and interact with each other?
We haven't got one officially. There might be some out there. But that said, watch this space, because now we're part of LinkedIn, and LinkedIn's very big on networking. That could possibly change. But my only thought there is you could start your own forum internally, but there's no spot at the moment as such. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, maybe talk to me afterwards, what courses or things that you might be thinking of that might need that.
And just one more thing, like this platform seems like very technical and obviously very amazing. Is there like a user can choose to learn the way they want to learn? For example, I just want to watch videos and learn from them. Some people might just like to read and learn, and some people like to hear the podcast and learn. So when I start using this, can I choose the way I want to learn?
Well, when you're in a course, you just either turn off the audio, turn the audio off, or turn the closed captioning off. So if you're doing it on your PC, just turn the audio off and have closed captioning. Yeah. It's not answering your question? Get signed back on, sorry.
So we can continue
Yeah.
this discussion
Thank you.
another one